Where is my purple bag? One of them shouted while crazily tossing the staff around, looking for her precious bag. Wyan and her friends were out for a vacation, and they were staying in a resort. Currently, they just arrived at Jeju Island and reached the resort. They were unpacking in their rooms when Sana started shouting about her purple bag, which had all of her cosmetics. Sana, oh my god, I can't lose it. Wyan, stop throwing the stuff around, Sana. Sana, my bag. Wyan exhaled as Era started to shout at her for throwing the stuff around. She wondered where she got those friends who were all about screaming and crying one moment, and the next moment they'll be all lovey dovey as if the world is going to end tomorrow. Wyan stood up and looked for Sana's bag before she gets a heart attack. Wyan, I'll ask the reception if we left something there. Now stop screaming and throwing the stuff around, please. Sana, I told her to count all the bags. Era, it's my fault now? Wyan, we'll buy you new stuff. Please, calm down, okay? Wyan got out of the room, making sure to close the door behind, the noise getting muffled as she walked down the hallway, and descended using the elevator to reach the reception. It was such a beautiful resort, peaceful at night, the modern, luxurious interior and artistic architecture, screaming the reason for it being one of the best hotels in the whole island. It was expensive, but it was worth every penny spent here. Wine. Excuse me. She reached the reception desk and called out softly. How may I help you, ma'am? The lady behind the desk asked as she stood up. Wine. I wanted to ask. I'm from room 403. We just arrived. Can you please ask your staff members to check if we left a purple colored bag anywhere? Lady. Right. Just a moment, please. She called the staff person who was in charge of unloading the cars and asked for a lost bag. Lady, I'm sorry, ma'am, but such bag was not found. Wine. Right. Thank you for your time. She smiled and walked out of the restaurant towards the parking area to check. Maybe they left the bag in the car. Wine really hoped she would find it, otherwise, Sana would ruin their whole vacation. She hated her things going missing, especially her makeup, which was like her children. Wine, what's with her obsession seriously? I'm tired. She found the bag in the car and sighed out of relief. All this drama for nothing. She was walking out of the parking lot. It was empty. Her heels clicking against the ground echoed the whole place as she fixed the watch on her wrist. A gasp escaped her lips when someone pulled the bag in her hand. Wine, what the hell? She held onto the strap tightly and started pulling it. The guy pulled onto it more and certainly held more power than her. Wine, Leave it, I said. Security, help. She screamed while trying to pull it. The man pushed her down harshly and ran away with the bag. The bag alone was really expensive. It would cost him a fortune if he sold it. Money was not the problem here. Sana and the thief was. How come a grand hotel possessed such weak security? Wine winced when she fell. It was rough and it did hurt her. But she stood up and started running after the thief. He was out of her sight till she stepped out of the parking lot. But she was really upset. She looked around fiercely, looking for a sight of a man. There were a few, but she looked specifically for a purple bag. Brian, got you. Clenching her teeth, she walked to the man. Her feet hesitated for a moment. The man suddenly looked so tall and broad. And wait, was he wearing a coat before? It was dark earlier. She didn't see well, but when she marched towards the man holding the bag, she pulled it out of his grasp with a jerk and slapped him as soon as he turned towards her. Brian, I'm going to call the cops on you. You thief. Before she could take a look good at the bag, if it was alright, she heard footsteps, and a lot of them. Within the next moment, she realized she was surrounded by people, and a lot of them. Not just random people, but men, dressed in black, holding their guns out, pointed towards her. Gulping, she looked down at the bag and realized it might have the same color, but it was not Sana's. When she looked up, she had a drop of sweat trickling down her forehead, her eyes widening up, and she realized who it was. A gasp leaving her lips, and she covered her mouth with her hands, taking a step back. It was her fiancé, Jungkook, a 26 years old man who upheld a rank in Mafia where it was hard to reach. He was known to be the ruthless and unforgiving. They might be engaged, but Moyen hardly ever talked to him. It was an engagement based on the interest of the elders. The only time she ever talked to him was in business family events. A few simple greetings and a little formal dance. No conversation, no nothing else. She had no clue about who he was in personal. All she knew about him was exactly the things the whole world knew: fearless, ruthless, and unforgiving. Why was he holding a purple lady's bag? Wine. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. No, not that. I thought you were not what you are. I mean, what do I mean? Wine. Oh my god. She squealed out of a fear and embarrassment covering her whole face. What is going on here? If Wine didn't scream till now, she did now, hearing the voice. A little muffled scream which was hardly audible, but Jungkook heard it, his eyes digging holes, dark as ever. Man screamed violence and destruction. Everywhere he stepped. Who is this? Jungkook's mom asked, returning back as she went to attend a phone call. The bag which belonged to her was now on the ground, getting dirty. Jungkook's mom, what happened to you? Oh my god. She gasped as she found the slap mark on Jungkook's face, and then looked at the girl. Vine moved her hands down and bowed to her twice. Vine, good morning, Mrs. John. Jungkook's mother. Oh, good morning, Vine. That's a surprise. How come you're here? Vine, I came for a vacation and I might be the culprit behind that. Her whole face was red in embarrassment as she pointed at the red handprint on Jungkook's face. Vine, Dad, there was this thief. I was coming back from the parking area and I had this purple bag and he took the bag and ran away. Your son was holding the same bag. I thought it was him. And I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Jungkook, are you okay? Jungkook's mother held her, checking for any injuries and asking if she was hurt. But it was Jungkook who surprised her with that question. She thought she was done there and then. Maybe she would even get shot in the head for that move. But it was just as shocking as the rest of the events happening tonight. While I am okay. Jungkook, no, you're not. He held her wrist. The hold was surprisingly gentle, and she looked at the injury on her elbow, which was probably got when she fell. Jungkook's mother, let's go inside. I'll get it treated. And you better talk to the hotel management for the stupid security. She pointed at her assistant, then turned to the guards. Bring the thief and the bag. Go find him from anywhere. And Jungkook, you put some security here till she's staying here. Ryan, that's really fine. Jungkook's mother, come on, it's okay, sweetheart. You're our family now. Ryan looked back at Jungkook as his mother took her inside. The hotel staff was informed about the theft, and because a customer was bothered, that too from a dangerous mafia family, the whole staff was active. Is he angry? Oh my god. Did I just slap him?